Hey guys, so I've been seeing a lot of online discourse about Obsession, the movie, and I haven't seen it, but I know the plot points of it. I know what happens in it. So it's basically like a mind rape movie. And a movie that's similar to that would be this movie. It's called LFO. It was produced by Elijah Wood, aka Frodo from the Lord of the Rings movies. So, fun fact. It's in Swedish, but it's got subtitles on it. I think it's really good. I think it's brings the concept of okay, when a person is drunk, when a mentally ill person is drunk with power, what he will do with it, how he will wield it. And we've seen countless examples before, right? A recent example would be The Boys, right? Um, Power in the wrong hands would lead to absolute corruption and just outright chaos. And this movie it starts out subtle. He basically, okay, this has spoilers, so if you don't want to hear anything, just click out now. I'll give you 10 seconds. All right, you asked for it. So this is the spoiler review of LFO. And so basically what it is this guy, he has a synthesizer machine, right? And he figures out that he's able to manipulate reality. How so? By mind controlling people. He can, wish for something into his remote, and then, obviously um it can conjure up itself, do all that kind of stuff. And so he's been doing this alone in his basement for some time now after like grieving the death of his wife and son. And later in the film that we find out that he sabotages the vehicle that they were in, presumably because of like marital issues. And he's had a mental illness going for some time now, and he stopped taking his pills. So he starts hallucinating his dead wife, and it's basically ego, his ego telling him like, his super ego. I'm sorry, super ego telling him that you shouldn't be doing this stuff that you're doing. You're kind of a coward for doing all this shit. It's like Deborah, and Dexter in fucking the New Blood TV show where she appears as the ghost. But anyway, um, a new neighbor couple moves into their next door house next door to him, and he's like, "Oh, I haven't had sex in a while, so you know what? I might as well invite them over, have some tea, mind control the guy into painting his house, and mind control the wife into finding him more attractive, so that he can later lay her, yeah, have sex with her." So it's basically the same concept as Obsession, basically like um slaves to the mind, slaves to like a certain machine, a wish mechanism that like they're not in control of their own body, so they cannot consent to anything that the other person does to them. Bear, or in this case, Robert, that's the name character of the movie. And later we find out he cannot cope with the loss of his family, so he decides to have them act out as his family. And he tries to have it work, but he finds out that you can't really replace people by trying to inject whatever kind of personality he has with them. And it's kind of sad because there are multiple instances where he tries to reenact his relationship with this woman, by having the neighbors act out this whole thing. And not like at one point did I realize like what's happening. Only at the end of the movie does she kind of like, oh shit, you've been acting as my therapist, and I've been fucking you even though I'm not even attracted to you, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And he inserts himself into their lives. I think that's like the biggest like kind of down point of the movie is like how much he tries to involve themselves into their life. So it's kind of like small scale in a way, but it becomes large scale when he has everyone commit suicides at the when he becomes like emperor of mankind. He like first takes control of the banks by having them rob money for him. Then then he declares himself emperor of the world. Then he declares like everyone to kill themselves, and that's the movie. So yeah, just another movie like Obsession. I think you guys would like it. It's pretty dark, but it's kind of like a dark comedy, if that makes sense. Any sort of like rape that happens in the movie is not really taken lightly. We clearly see that, they're not consenting to it. They're in a kind of like catatonic vegetative state, if that makes sense. And yeah, so if you like kind of like that mind rape kind of genre, this is a good movie. It's called LFO. LFO, literally the letters. But yeah, that's about it, guys. See ya.